More updates coming in on Manchester United's academy plans and why Obi Martin may be picking Manchester United over Arsenal. He's confirmed he's leading Arsenal. Interesting updates coming in on Scott McTominay and Zubimendi today. A bid has been received for Scott McTominay, and apparently we're making a bid for Zubimendi. Interesting timing if we've received a bid for McTominay and making a bid for Zubimendi, but I'm not sure about the sources for at least one of those deals. More updates on Ligt, but interesting updates on Ligt as well. It's said once Lindelof is sold, Manchester United will go to sign Matthijs de Ligt. How's Ruud van Nistelrooy's impact been? Lots of positive response to Van Nistelrooy. Any updates on Euro's injury, Rashford's future, Casemiro big plans apparently for the future, and more. Hello and welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and welcome back to a short transfer news show where we're going to round up all the news into 10 minutes. And I feel like we've been talking a lot about De Ligt, Ligt, Zubimendi, Mazraoui, Wan-Bissaka a lot lately, so I wanted to start with a little bit of a different story and then we'll get more into transfer news. Obi Martin's decision to depart Arsenal was not financially motivated. He wanted to move on because he had doubts over his potential pathway into the first team and the club's project. He feels his career development is best served somewhere else. Manchester United are one of a number of clubs in talks over potentially signing him, but they face strong competition from clubs in Germany. Now, Obi Martin has obviously been seen going around Carrington as obviously one of the highest rated prospects in English football, and a lot of people are interested in his signature, like Dortmund, swooped up Sancho when he was quite young, got his signature in, and they made a lot of money on that. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to be a Sancho if he signs to United and become a player that we can sell for 70 million in a few years' time. But it would be a big statement for someone like Arsenal, probably doing better than us on the pitch at the moment. But one area I think we've done better than Arsenal was the academy. Obviously, they've had Smith Rowe, they've had Saka, they've had some good academy players. But, we can compare Ten Hag and Arteta all you want. But Ten Hag, when it comes through bringing academy players, is better than Arteta. De Ligt, Timber, Frankie de Jong, you look at the Gravenberch, the number of players at Ajax, which of course is easier. But Garnacho, Maino, and of course, recently, he's probably going to bring through Collyer, look at the youth players there. So I do think, working under Ten Hag and particularly United's academy, that's won all the trophies, and United putting a lot of effort into their academy, I can see why people would want to leave Arsenal's academy for United academy. I think right now Arsenal's in a good place, and I can understand why Calafiori would pick Arsenal over other Premier League clubs. I think it's probably the most exciting project. I also think with Man City and their charges, Arsenal look like most likely team to win the league. I get that, but when it comes to academy, I do think that United have something over other teams. I think Chelsea have probably produced some of the best academy talent, but they don't play them. Man City don't play them. Liverpool, I think, would probably be second after United, to be honest. But I think because of, honestly, the mess we've been in, we've had to play some of our academy players, and we really try and make an effort to. Now, talking of academy players, it's said that Manchester United is still not clear on plans for Harry Amass and Collyer in terms of loan or remaining first team, or remaining in the first team for the upcoming campaign. I think they should both remain in the first team. Now, Harry Amass has only just turned 17, so I mean, unless he really wants to go out on loan, that's up to him. But I don't know I think he's technically ready, but I don't know if he's physically ready. And obviously, he would have to go to a good technical club if he goes out on loan. And that's quite difficult. I think he could do another year in the academy to develop because he's so young. Now, Toby Collyer is 20, so this would be the age for him to go out on loan. But I think with midfield issues we've had with question marks over Casemiro and the lack of legs we've had in midfield, I think we give Toby Collyer a run in. And if it doesn't work, we loan him out in January. Because this is how I feel. But Man United, when they loan players out, it doesn't really work for the future. Like Dean Henderson, Tedder Mengi, James Garner have had good loans, and they probably could have been used at some point in the side. But you look at the players that are young that go on loan, I don't think they seem to do as well as the players that we just mould through. And obviously we can't mould everyone through, but I think if you look at all our success stories, it's players that that have just come right into the first team because we can mould them and make them our own profile. Rather than them go alone and they learn another way of playing, it's like, well, Ten Hag wants this way of playing. Toby Collyer ticks that box. Harry Amass ticks that box. Why don't we just be a bit patient and give them time? If we had an absolutely stacked, brilliant midfield and we had Ligt, Zubimendi, Fofana, Casemiro was good, loan out Collyer. But I think when options in midfield are limited and when we've got a lot of injuries at left back, I think there's opportunities for both players. I don't think Harry Amass is in any rush to be playing regular first team football. Toby Collyer would probably want to start breaking through. But I do think that other bar Beckham, there's not many success stories of players that have gone out on loan and become a key player at United. You seem to just move them on and sell them. But if you keep them, you can mould them into your own. And I trust Ten Hag to do that. That's just my opinion. But I'm going to get back into the transfer news because we've spoken about that for a while. And we are here to talk about transfer news. It was said by Romano, once Lindelof is sold, it was said by Sport Witness, once Lindelof is sold, Man United will move to sign De Ligt. De Ligt will sign after Lindelof is sold. I think we've known that for a while. It's like we know Mazraoui will sign after Wan-Bissaka is sold. That deal was reportedly close. We could get Here We Go today or tomorrow. It was also said that De Ligt is waiting for Manchester United to complete some outgoings before they accelerate his rival. Once Lindelof is sold, Man United will move to sign De Ligt. It's essentially like De Ligt's personal terms agreed. De Ligt is rejecting our clubs to United. He still wants United. He's still ready to join United. It is sell Lindelof, go sign De Ligt. Obviously, maybe wait for Bayern to lower the fee. Now, what's been said on Lindelof? Manchester United will sign 2 or 3 centre-backs this summer. Lindelof's expected to leave as he has 1 year left on his contract. And Manchester United are not ruling out a move for Matthijs de Ligt after signing Lenny Yoro, though a move for de Ligt will hinge on whether they sell Lindelof or Maguire or both this summer. I think it's only going to be Lindelof because Maguire's made it very clear he's staying. So I think, again, we've probably known this and I've said this before. I think signing de Ligt is all on Lindelof's sale. Signing obviously, Mazraoui is all on Wan-Bissaka's sale, but I do think we can get a midfielder without selling a midfielder as well. Now, it was said that Manchester United are still assessing Lenny Yoro's injury, so there's no time frame of a return provided just yet, is what has been said. Although, interestingly, I just think that was a bit of a pointless report from Jack Talbot. Unless you've got news on Lenny Yoro, there's no point saying we're still assessing it. I mean, I think we can figure out we're still assessing it if there's no genuine news updates coming in on that. We just got to have fingers crossed that it's not serious and that him and Højlund will be okay. Fingers crossed on that as well. Apparently, Ruud van Nistelrooy is using his experience of facing top-level defenders to work with the likes of Maguire, like he did with Brandtwit when Brandtwit was at PSV. And we're going to talk later in today's video about how Ruud van Nistelrooy is improving players. Now, I want to talk about the midfield situation because there's apparently 2 bids coming in midfield. The first one's from Galatasaray. Galatasaray has made a €15 million bid for Scott McTominay. Manchester United want €30 million for him, which is at least £25 million. However, United could let him leave for €20 million if they don't receive the bid they wanted. I mean, the fact that we rejected a £21 million bid from Fulham, which is the equivalent of €25 million, says to me that this report is probably a load of BS. Galatasaray taking the mick, bidding about $13 million for Scott McTominay when Fulham had bidded $21 million and it got rejected. The way I see it is you've got to bid at least $25 million for Scott McTominay and maybe it can go to $30 million in add-ons and he'll be sold. Because if Elliot Anderson is leaving Newcastle for £35 million, do you know what I mean? If players are being sold and Mari Kellerman for $20 million, you look at the price of players being sold. Chelsea want nearly $50 million for Gallagher. Scott McTominay you can easily get 25 to 30 million for. I mean, I think you can get 30 million for Scott McTominay, but I think because of Man United tax, people are playing it on the cheap. So that bid's obviously going to be rejected. But Fulham are about to sign Smith Rowe. And once they sign Smith Rowe, it's believed they will move for McTominay. So I do think we'll get another bid in for McTominay. That's an actual legit one that has a chance. It was said that Manchester United are willing to consider offers for Lindelof, while Scott McTominay has admirers of his own, but is a valued member of the squad. But for United to consider selling McTominay, it needs to be an attractive offer. If we don't sell McTominay, it's not the end of the world. United are like, oh, we can use him next season. They desperately want Lindelof out, but McTominay they're not bothered, which again puts us in a stronger position in terms of selling McTominay. Now we spoke about double midfield exit. I mean, Eric could be triple because it's expected Eriksen will go. I think Casemiro will stay, but Rangers are in talks with Manchester United to sign Mejbri on loan with an option to buy. This was also reported a few days ago. It looks like Mejbri will leave United. It looks like Eriksen will leave United. And if the right bid comes in, McTominay will leave United. One player that probably won't leave United is Casemiro. It was said by Give Me Sport that Manchester United are increasingly confident that Casemiro will start the club's Premier League opener against Fulham. Reports from TDF also claiming Manchester United have informed Martin Zubimendi they're going to trigger his release clause. So there's reports from Spain saying that we're going to make a bid for Zubimendi. And there's also reports from Spain saying we're going to trigger his release clause. Now, if I'm going to give you my honest opinion, I think we want Ugarte, and I think any news on Zubimendi is a tactic to get PSG to lower the Ugarte price or putting us in a better position negotiation-wise. If this comes out from Ornstein or Romano, maybe we are going to go for Zubimendi. There was a couple of reports in the last week they're about to make a bid for Zubimendi, but it's not coming out from anyone reliable. Like, if you want my honest opinion, I think Fulham will make a bid for McTominay. I think Mejbri will go. I think Eriksen will go. I think we are listening to offers for Lindelof and Scott. I think we are interested in Zubimendi, but I don't know if we're gonna trigger his release clause. That's £50 million. I think we'd probably make a bid just under first. We'll have to see what's said. It's a Spanish source. I'm not saying that's unreliable, but it's not the most well-known Spanish source. Now, what we do know about Zubimendi is that United added Zubimendi to their list of midfield targets. He has a €50 million release clause, and Manchester United, alongside other clubs, are interested in Zubimendi, but Sociedad will only sell for his release clause. So, we can't really make a bid and get him. We will have to trigger his release clause. There's been rumours and speculation over Rashford's future, but I think he's very focused on United. Rashford himself said, as you get older, your dreams change. At first, it was just about playing for Manchester United, and when you get there, it's about winning. I still dream of winning the Premier League and Champions League with Manchester United, says Rashford. I think he's focused on United. And look, I've backed Rashford. He didn't have a good season, but you know me, if you follow my channel, I do back Rashford a lot more. I'm one of the few people in the Man United fan base that would keep Rashford this season, but he's got to have a good season. Rashford, he was not good enough last season. He has to have a good season this season, Rashford, and I think he will. I think he's a good player there. And then lastly, what's been said on Ruud van Nistelrooy's introduction? It was said the introduction of Ruud van Nistelrooy has been an immediate hit with the team. His attacking sessions have been intense. They aim to get players to react automatically to situations on the pitch by repeating patterns. The emphasis was on ball circulations with minimal touches against compact opposition and variety of attacking methods. And I might do a video. If there's no transfer news, I'll probably do a live tonight, but if there's no transfer news, I'm going to do a video about the impact that Ruud van Nistelrooy is apparently having on Manchester United training, the attackers and more, because there's been lots of stories coming out on Ruud van Nistelrooy, and it's honestly really, really positive, interesting stories on Ruud van Nistelrooy and how he's impacting training and what United are building with the new coaches. So maybe I'll do a video on that. Let me know your thoughts down below. But guys, please do hit that like button. Of course, subscribe down below if you're new. Apologise for speaking really quick. I'm just trying to power through the news because I like to keep my videos to 10 minutes. So it's just a roundup for you guys. See you next time. Be back live later tonight if there's any news, if not a video or either. Bye.